Crystal, I'm gonna. Oh.
Okay, we're good.
Good morning, good afternoon, and evening to a few of you. Welcome to the community briefing. My name is Gregory Sneed, and today is February 17, 2022. I almost said the 16th. I don't know why I was like a day behind, but today's Thursday, the 17th. And today our guest is Gregory Dulan of Dulan Soul Food, and Dulan's on Crenshaw, and Dulan's at the Super Bowl. So he's going to be sharing with us some great stories about his success and culinary skills. My background is I'm in financial services, name of my company. I'm wearing my shirt today, Lifesaver Financial Services, where I help clients keep more of the money that they make. And I was just talking to Crystal before we went live. I've also revitalized my life insurance program. A lot more interest in life insurance since COVID. No surprise there, right? And also financial coaching and financial literacy. I'll put some information on my company, Lifesaver Financial Services, in the chat. And my pleasure to assist you guys in helping to making you feel better about your money. Because what I believe firmly that when you feel better about your money, you feel better about your life. Now, my pleasure to introduce the queen of our community briefing, Ms. Crystal Mitchell.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you. Hope you had a wonderful Super Bowl weekend, that you were safe, but you enjoyed the festivities. Yay, the Rams won. And Greg, I'm sure, is going to tell us about his magnificent experience, much more than ours, obviously. I actually went and got my nails done, and then I came in for the last 13 minutes of the game, and I helped them win. I am Crystal Mitchell. I am the co-director of Recycling Black Dollars, as well as I run and operate my own business, Mitchell Business Solutions. I provide business coaching and consulting throughout the community for various organizations. And our goal is to make sure that our businesses are operating business ready, contract ready, and bank loan readiness. And so we want to welcome you here. This is our platform. So please network. This platform is powered by Recycling Black Dollars and the BBA. And we are happy to be here. So we're going to have a great time today. We have a business owner from our community, and it's been in our community for many, many years. And so we're happy to have him here. And so with that, I am going to turn it back over to Greg. A little housekeeping, make sure put your comments and questions in the chat room, and Greg, who is moderating today, will make sure that they're addressed. So welcome to everyone. We're so pleased to have you all here. Greg, back at you.
Yes. So we have two Gregs today, two Gregs or Gregorys. And Stephen, looks like you're there. Now, scanning here, I don't see Robin, right? I think Robin wasn't going to be joining us today. Robin is another one of our co-hosts, and Robin is having some medical appointments today. So she is taking care of her health. Our health is important. We may have Dr. Mays join us later today to give us updates on what's happening with the COVID-19, Corona, Alpha, Delta, Omicron, all that stuff that's out there, all these different Greek letters. Let me make sure that I mute. All right, so that we don't get disturbed. Okay, so welcome. Today we have our guest, Mr. Gregory Dulan. And Gregory, I don't know if I know your middle name. Maybe you'll share that with us. He is born and raised here in Los Angeles. He is a restaurateur extraordinaire, the second generation. Many of you may know his father or know of his father, Adolf Dulan, who started off with was it Hamburger Hut? It was a hamburger Hamburger Hut, and then opened up his soul food restaurant. He had on Kizzy's, and now he has passed those skills along to his family, to Greg and his brothers and sisters. He's going to be sharing a lot about that with us. He is a graduate of Howard University back in DC, and a proud member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, one of my fraternity brothers, 06.
06.
And so without further delay, and his family reigns from the state of Oklahoma, which is also where my dad was from. So we share that in common as well, that both of our parents were from Oklahoma. So with that said, please join me in welcoming Greg or Gregory Dulan.
Thank you, Greg. I really appreciate the introduction, and I want to thank the community briefing for letting me participate today. This is an honor. This is new for me to present like this, but let's give it a shot. I was actually born in Texas. Not too many people know that, but I was born in Texas. My dad was stationed in El Paso, Texas, and I was born on the Army base there. And our first restaurant was actually called Hamburger City, and it was located right in the community where I now operate. It's actually 3 blocks from where I now operate Hotville Chicken. We started Hamburger City. At that time, it was called Santa Barbara in Hillcrest, and now it's called Martin Luther King. So that lets you know how far back this goes. It goes back to 1975. But I am a second generation restaurant owner. Again, we started with Hamburger City in 1975. And my brothers and sisters and I often joke about the fact that our father required us to work. He basically forced us to work. We didn't have an option. I can remember him getting me up early on Saturday mornings to go downtown to the produce market to get tomatoes and onions and lettuce and stuff like that for the hamburger stand. And in those days, and I was quite younger, I was very young, but in those days, your Saturday morning favorite shows would be coming on. And so I wasn't too happy about going downtown to get onions and tomatoes, but I didn't have a choice. And that's the way he, that's the way he raised us. And so I guess I'm benefiting from that today. But, I didn't like working in the business as a preteen and as a teen, but I later grew to love it. And so when it was time for me to go to Howard University, I knew that I wanted to major in business so that I could come home and join the family business. So we've been doing it now for about 47 years, which I can't believe.
Say that again, Greg. How many years?
We've been in business for 47 years.
Wow. First off, just give you a round of applause. That is fabulous, man.
Yeah, that is fabulous.
I don't want to undercut that. That's fabulous, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, yes. It didn't always feel fabulous going through it. There've been some tough times, but I do recognize that is an accomplishment for any business, but especially for minority or Black-owned business to last that long and to go into the second and now the third generation, because my daughter also works in the business when she's in town. So that is quite an accomplishment. And so that's something that we're very, very proud of. But this last week, our family has gotten more recognition and more notoriety and visibility than we've ever had. For the Super Bowl, as everyone knows, was in Los Angeles, Inglewood. We won the game, and our business just received just a total outreach of just overwhelming outreach of media that wanted to do stories on us and print and television and stuff like that. And we did so much television last week. It was really, really incredible. something we did not expect. And the highlight was us appearing on Good Morning America the Thursday before the Super Bowl, which was something we did not expect. We got a 3-day notice on the broadcast. They called us 3 days before. We had to really hustle to get ready. My sister was a little nervous because she hadn't done television before. And this was live. And they wanted to come to our restaurant. And fortunately, we had just finished the renovation of our new dining room. And so we had to report at 3 o'clock in the morning because, as you know, Good Morning America is on East Coast time. And so we had to get there early enough to get ready and do a little rehearsal and everything like that. Again, because everything is live. And so you don't have room for mistakes or slip-ups or things like that. It was a little intimidating, but we got through it. And at the end, they gave us free Super Bowl tickets, which we really weren't expecting. And I lost it. I mean, that was really, really incredible. And so the three of us got Super Bowl tickets, and it was a little bittersweet for me because as much as I wanted to go to the Super Bowl, I knew that I had to work. They didn't know that I had to work the Super Bowl, that I had already been contracted to cater the Super Bowl tailgate event with other restaurants for about 10,000 people. And then later on, Dulan's was contracted to feed all of the volunteers and the crew and the staff for 800 people after all of the guests went into the stadium. We had a flood of people, coming in to eat the barbecue chicken meal that we prepared for them. So, that was a busy day. It was the busiest day I've ever had because we were up early, cooking and getting everything ready. And I'm going out of order of my presentation, but let me just tell you, when they say the Super Bowl is the grandest, biggest party in the world, I saw the behind the scenes. It is no joke. Mm-hmm. I spent a lot of time up there pre-Super Bowl when everything was being set up, after the Super Bowl when things were being broken down, and they spend, just the setup alone is millions for all the parties and the party venues and all the tailgates and kitchens. They have kitchens everywhere. Every tailgate event has a kitchen set up with a caterer, and it was just incredible to see catering and food service on that scale. I love catering. I love food service. I love doing mobile catering, and that to me was just that was my Super Bowl. Actually, that was the catering Super Bowl because I've never seen catering on such a grand scale. So, that we started in a hamburger stand on Martin Luther King and Hillcrest, and we ended up at the Super Bowl. And I think that's quite a journey. It's quite a journey in between, all the things that happened in between for us to get to that point. So it was something we were very proud of. But the past couple of years have been tough for us with the coronavirus and things like that. And I'm sure most of you know, the restaurant industry has been hit extremely hard on a number of fronts. It's hard to find people to work today. It's very, very difficult. And that's something that restaurant owners talk to each other about all the time, about the difficulty in finding labor and people who want to work. Our prices are going through the roof. If you yourself think about the prices that you're paying when you go to the grocery store, well, just imagine how that's affecting restaurants because we buy in such large quantities. And so our meat, our eggs, our dairy, everything is just going through the roof. And, you know, you couple that with the rising labor costs. The minimum wage was just increased last year. And in order to get people to work, restaurants are actually paying above minimum wage. And so there's a competitiveness out there for good workers. And at Dulan's, we've always tried not to raise our prices, but you know, we're finding that we're having to do so reluctantly. We've always been proud of the fact that we've been able to give our customers good value. We purposely serve large portions when you order meals from us. That's something that my dad, you know, thought up. You know, he used to say we give our customers a rebate by putting extra food on their plate. And you know, so that's a clear marketing strategy. The amount of food that we put on your plate is a clear marketing strategy. It's not by accident, that's by design. And you know, we have been able to survive the pandemic through a number of ways. First of all, our customers have just been very, very loyal and supportive. And they just say the most wonderful things to us when they see us out in public or when they're standing in line and we walk by. It's clear that our customers are proud of us. They like us, and they always have nice things to say. And then we got support from some of the city agencies. We were very lucky to be selected as one of the restaurants who provided senior meals to seniors during the height of the pandemic. The senior centers where seniors would normally go and get their daily meals were closed because of the coronavirus. And to ensure that the seniors still were able to get meals, the city contracted with about 40 restaurants to prepare the meals. And then we partnered with the yellow cab company who actually came to our restaurants, picked up the meals, and delivered the meals. It was a really great collaboration between city and private industry, between restaurants and the cab company. And the seniors got their meals every day, got them on time and everything. And I'm proud to say that I found this out, I couldn't believe it, that over the months and months that we did those meals, we served over 4 million meals to seniors in need in the city of Los Angeles, which is one of the, you know, that's a feather I'm going to keep in my cap forever, because that, you know, to be a part of something like that was very, very meaningful for us. At the same time, we were identified by an organization called World Central Kitchen, which is an organization that goes anywhere in the world where there is hunger and where there is a need to provide food for people in need, be it a disaster, be it a hurricane. World Central Kitchen travels the world to ensure that people are able to eat. And so we were contacted by World Central Kitchen, and we did, you know, a few thousand meals for them as well. And so these are some of the ways that we were able to survive during the pandemic, by pivoting, by doing something that we don't normally do on a daily basis. In my case, I had been in the school lunch business, and so I was used to providing meals like that on a large scale, but we had to find creative ways to survive and to get through these tough times. And times are still tough. And the difference now, the difference in 2022 versus what we had in 2020 and 2021 is there is no PPP or grant situation on the horizon that we can look forward, that we're looking forward to help us get through. And so the pandemic and the effects of the pandemic on the population, on eating habits, on socializing habits, are still in effect, but there is no governmental support planned. And so companies and restaurants that made it through 2021 and 2022, 2020 and 2021 are struggling again because the economy is not back. Restaurant customers are not back fully. And so, it's gotten tough again. So it's been a roller coaster situation for us. I have to mention my other business, which is a restaurant I opened in partnership with Kim Prince out of Nashville, Tennessee, called Hotville Chicken, which is the original Nashville hot chicken out of Nashville. Kim's family is the Prince family in Nashville, Tennessee. And they own a restaurant in Nashville called Prince's Hot Chicken. And they created Nashville hot chicken almost 90 years ago. And so all the hot chicken places that you see around the world were born out of what this family started. And I'm very proud to be associated with the Prince family. The Prince's Hot Chicken received a James Beard Award, which is the most prestigious award a restaurant can receive. And they were also named the best restaurant in the state of Tennessee 2 years in a row. They've also received 2 Hoodie Awards. So they are well respected, well regarded, and the fried chicken that they do in Nashville and that we do here in Los Angeles is some of the best I've ever tasted. We switch it back to Dulan's as a family in our businesses. We are struggling, but we're still in growth mode. Last week, I'm proud to announce that we just opened our dining room that we call Dulan's Next Door in downtown Inglewood, adjacent to our Manchester and La Brea store, which is our #1 store right now. We now have a dining room that will seat up to 65 people. And we have a beautiful big screen TV in there. And for the first time, our restaurants are now serving beer and wine. We have a beer and wine license.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah. We've never had that before. I can tell you that the sangria is amazing. And we had folks in there on Super Bowl Sunday, drinking wine and watching the game on our 70-inch TV. And we had planned to open the room 2 or 3 months earlier, but the shutdown as a result of the Omicron virus caused us to, we weren't able to do that. And so we were barely able to squeak it open right before Super Bowl, but not in time for there to be a wide audience, recognition of the fact that the space is there. But the room is beautiful, it's gorgeous. And that's actually where we shot the Good Morning America segment in our new dining room. So the timing was perfect.
Hey, Greg, do you do large portions of the sangria too?
Served in little cups. Little cups. Yeah, there's definitely the carryover as it relates to large portions won't apply to the alcoholic beverages. We don't want people rolling out on La Brea, whatever. But yeah, so so that's progress. Our Crenshaw location is actually closed right now because we're doing a complete renovation there. And from putting in new plumbing, we're redoing the electrical. We are enlarging the kitchen, and I'm actually building a kitchen in a kitchen. I'm going to have 2 kitchens. One kitchen will focus on to-goes and third-party delivery business, food truck business, and the other kitchen will focus on customers coming in, and we're building a really nice patio with a nice covering. It's going to be something that the community can be proud of. We're also building a parking lot about 25 yards down the street north with, limited, but we will have parking for the first time.
Hey, Greg,
And,
I'm going to share a screen and show some of your skills in decorating here.
I don't have any skills at decorating.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've ever been in Dulan's before, this is what it looked like, some weeks ago.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that now. The floor is all dirt now.
And there he is with his plans.
Yeah.
Now, Greg, I remember when you redid the Crenshaw, Dulan's on Crenshaw, and I don't know if this was planned or it just happened to happen like that. RBD had their luncheon in your conference area, which was fantastic. You had just opened, but what really happened that day was what's the name? The ship was coming, the plane was coming down Crenshaw, and we stood in front of your place from probably about 7 in the morning to somewhere about 11 at night. You were the only place that we could eat. And I thought, what a magnificent marketing strategy, although I don't think that's what it was, but it was a fantastic way to launch one's new renovated facility. I thought that was absolutely amazing.
It was 10 years ago, and I could have sold fish sticks that day and made money.
You really could have. Carrots.
Hot dog, carrots. Because you were there, but there were thousands of people there to see the shuttle go by. And the shuttle broke down and it was delayed in coming down Crenshaw. And so people were there at my place and for a prolonged period of time because the shuttle was behind schedule. Mm-hmm. And we just opened our bathrooms and we opened up everything and we made everybody feel at home, and we weren't being stuffy. And so it was a great, incredible day. But when we do the Crenshaw store this time, it's going to be beautiful. 2 kitchens. It's a nice area. We'll still have the patio area in the back, but we're going to have a nice long patio in the front. The front door is being moved to the southeast corner of the building, and so the patio is going to go all the way across the front. When the train is coming down, it's going to be a great visual, and it's going to be a great community asset, I feel. So, we'll have that restaurant. Hotville Chicken is a beautiful restaurant located at the mall, and we'd like to get more traffic there. People won't believe how beautiful the restaurant is. And Hotville Chicken was written up in Los Angeles Magazine, which is rare, as one of the best restaurants in the city, and has been featured on numerous television shows and print and things like that. And it's just received a lot of acclaim for the delicious food that we do. So in essence, and I'm going to kind of wind this down, I'm committed to the Crenshaw neighborhood. I run businesses here, and I got to go back to my food truck. We have a food truck that we operate, and we call the food truck Dulanville, and it is a mashup between Dulan's Soul Food and Hotville Chicken, and the truck can serve either menu. The kitchen is designed that we can do soul food or we can do Nashville hot chicken. Last week, To my surprise, the NFL Players Association actually leased our truck for a week, which shocked me. And they asked me to, they actually asked me to rewrap it with the Players Association design. So I actually took my truck and had it rewrapped with the Players Association design. And then we went downtown to the convention center, and we fed 400 of the media who had come in town to cover the Super Bowl. And so that was a great experience. It was also a worthwhile experience because this was to benefit a nonprofit called Cafe Momentum, which is based in Dallas, Texas. And they focus on youth who have been incarcerated and who are, they help to reform and train, and they are looking to move and open in Los Angeles, open a Cafe Momentum restaurant in Los Angeles, which the concept is these youth work in this restaurant and they gain skills, self-esteem, support, and it's a very worthwhile organization, and I'm really happy to be associated with them. So, I don't know how long I've been talking. I want to leave some time for questions or things like that.
Well, Greg, you shared some of the photos with me, so we're going to do a little slideshow here, and if you can see the screen, and you can sort of narrate some of those photos. How's that sound? So this is at the SoFi location.
Yeah, this is at the SoFi location, and if you see all those school buses, this was back over the summer. They brought a few thousand school kids up to the SoFi for a concert, and we were hired by CBS Television to come in and feed some of the workers there.
Mm-hmm. This is your team?
This is the team at the Super Bowl, and I'm the only one with blue jeans on because I was going to the game later. And, but this is the team, and everybody's from, and this is another team shot. This is the tailgate pavilion, and I cannot explain how large this was, but there were 10,000 people there, outdoor furniture, concert stages. I mean, it is the grandest party in the world. The Super Bowl is the grandest party in the world. This is me with my truck before I converted it to the NFL Players Association wrap. I was doing pre-setup at the convention center, and I saw that Super Bowl sign, and I knew that if I didn't get this picture taken that day, it would never happen because the security surrounding the Super Bowl is unbelievable. I can't talk about a lot of it, but there's a lot of badges and scanners and trucks being x-rayed by these giant machines and dogs, and it's just, it's the most secure event in the world, they say, and I've experienced it. So this is a very iconic shot of the Dulanville truck with the Super Bowl 56 information in the background.
That's one you should frame, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is important. So if you see that step and repeat, it says Business Connect. So there's a program called Business Connect that is sponsored by the NFL, and it is an outreach program for minority businesses to make sure that they are able to participate in, the Super Bowl vending. And so it's a competitive program. I had to apply. I had to submit a company's capability statement, and I had to do an interview with a panel of 3 people. It's pretty intense, but we were able to be selected, and they only select 250 businesses. And we were selected, and because of that selection, we were able to do the Super Bowl. They put us in a book, and all the Super Bowl vendors go through this book, and they figure out who they can call. This is in my kitchen at the Super Bowl. I had ovens that you can't see. I had a bank of ovens, tables. I had a full kitchen there. And this is the kitchen we prepared the dinner that evening. So after the tailgate, all the other restaurants left. This is the tailgate. All the other restaurants left, and only Dulan's was left behind because we were the ones selected to do the crew meal for 800 people that started at 4 o'clock in the evening that afternoon.
Wow.
So, it's an immense amount of food.
There is hard at work.
Yeah. This is a picture of us taking food to a hospital. And this is a picture of us with the trucks loaded, headed over to SoFi for the Super Bowl. So we had 2 trucks full of food. So you can imagine 2 trucks full of food. We had a refrigeration truck. You can just imagine the immense amount of food and equipment and things like that you have to take to do an event on that scale.
Share with them the concept on the truck. I mean, that's not an ordinary food. It's not a what's the word they use here in California? Roach coach. Yeah.
So that first truck, if you look down low, you can see the vents where the generator is right there. That is what we call our auxiliary truck. There's an actual prep kitchen on that truck. And we use that in conjunction with our food truck. And when those 2 vehicles are put together, we basically have a rolling restaurant that allows us to service a great amount of people, just as if we were serving out of a restaurant. We have incredible mobile capabilities with the equipment that we have. This is Hotville Chicken at the Baldwin Hills Mall, and we were very proud. The chicken is delicious. And Nashville hot chicken, if you haven't tried it, is basically chicken served at various spice levels. We put spice on the chicken. You can see it kind of has that wet look. The chicken is absolutely delicious. And it's an old recipe. The chicken is served on bread. This picture here actually appeared in last Sunday's New York Times. We were interviewed by the New York Times last week. Again, I mentioned all the media attention that we had surrounding the events in Inglewood, but that's my brother, Terry. This picture here, Delta Airlines is one of our clients. And so one rainy day, they had us come out and feed 4,000 of their workers. It was raining while we were doing it, so we're actually working in the rain. But I could not resist getting this iconic shot with my van and the Delta Airlines plane in the background. This picture, you can just go right past it. And again, we talked about that. And that's social media. Kenya Claiborne, she's a social media incredible person, and she has done incredible things. Oh,
now this is why he's in business.
That's my grandson. That's my grandson Vega. Vega is 4 months today, this month.
Congratulations.
And thank you very much. I'm very happy about that. Vega. This is my dad, the king of soul food, and Adolf Dulan. Started in the business, always wanted to own his own business, and always mentored us and me regarding the business, and was just a great man.
Barbecue sauce?
Yes, that's our barbecue sauce. Every year, West Angeles hosts their annual gala, and that night we donated 600 bottles of barbecue sauce as a takeaway for the guests at the gala. We've done that a couple of times, and that's Dad and I in his later years. And my dad received an award from GLAC, the Greater Los Angeles African American Chamber of Commerce, And these are my brothers, along with myself. With my dad, I guess I'm the lead singer because I had on a different tuxedo. Yeah. And oh boy, I don't know if you can pick me out. I'm not going to tell you where I am, but this is me at Howard University with my fraternity brothers. We had just finished stepping on the yard, and Beta chapter is Howard University's chapter.
You're right there in the center with the white, again, dressed unlike everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I might have been president of the chapter. And then, you know, I always love hosting my fraternity brothers at my restaurants whenever I can get it, wherever I get a chance. And so this is one of those days where we had a breakfast at Dulan's and took some pictures out front. And we always have just a great time whenever this happens. And I do these types of events for all types of community. I've been doing these types of events for all types of community organizations. You name it, social work, high school, Crenshaw High School, Alpha Kappa Alpha. Just, I've done so many community events at my restaurant. There's just too many to count. And that's something that I take a lot of pride in, and I'm glad that I have a facility where people can hold special occasions and events.
And the secret stash.
Yeah, I was messing around. I was visiting my friend in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and we were touring another restaurant. And this old safe was there, and I was just goofing around, taking pictures. But when I travel, I love visiting other restaurants, touring other restaurants. For me, that's almost like going to Disneyland. I just love doing it. And that's what I was doing there. So.
Well, Greg, you and your family have been so iconic in our community, and we do thank you. I know I do a biz camp, and when we were actually live, we would bring the kids to your restaurant as a way to see how a restaurant was run, and also that you fed them and you talked to the kids about being able to run their own restaurant. You also have a scholarship program. I've had you on the Business Zone to talk about your scholarship program. You have just done so many incredible things. And I remember when you participated in the Goldman Sachs program. And I have to say, out of everyone all the other businesses that I know that participated in that program back, and I think that was about 10 years ago as well, about 10, 12 years ago, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Somewhere like that. I have been able to see what you learned in there, because you see it. Your marketing campaigns are just on point, but very directed. Being part of the community also helps a business. So for me, when I look at you as a business owner, you are what every business owner should be implementing. They should be duplicating what you're doing, because you're doing the work, but also you're getting the recognition in the community, and your business reflects that. So I want to say congratulations on all of your hard work and everything that your family have done for this community. I mean, I remember eating every Sunday after church at Aunt Kizzy's. It was the highlight of our week. So you guys have brought food to us for generations, and it's been incredible. I'm speaking for myself, but I assume I'm speaking for everyone else. So thank you so much for your business acumen, and as well as what you've brought to our community.
Well, thank you for saying that. For me, it's been a labor of love. I love what I do, and it's hard work, but you know, it's needed, and we need to have successful business examples in our neighborhoods. I mean, that's something that my dad always talked about. We have to have successful business models in our community, so that, you know, folks can see what it looks like, and they can talk to the business owner and ask advice or whatever, enjoy the food and the facilities, and that's all we've tried to do.
Hey, Greg, can you speak quickly on some of the opportunities that are available for people in the community? With a number of events that are becoming to the Los Angeles and the Inglewood area. A number of vendors that were able to participate in the Super Bowl. We've got, I think, World Cup coming, Olympics are coming. The Super Bowl will be back again. We don't know the exact year, but they've made a commitment to bring that back. And then, Crystal obviously can speak to businesses being ready to be in a position so that they can get approved, because you just can't walk in there. There was an interview, a process and a vetting process to get there. Can you speak a little on that a little bit?
Yeah, well, first of all, I would encourage everyone to Google Business Connect, NFL Business Connect program, and look at their criteria, look at their requirements. They have certain things that they're looking for, and if you aren't there now, then that can be a strategy for getting your business prepared, so that you're ready when the Olympics get here or when the next major event gets here. And the other thing that I think that I had to learn to do is to not be afraid to collaborate with other businesses, so that if your business is lacking in some area, skill level, experience or equipment, that maybe you collaborate with another business, possibly even a competitor, and the two of you all combine forces so that you put together a stronger picture, and so that you can participate in some of these things. Collaboration, I believe, is going to be the key for survival, because things are just getting out of hand. Pricing, real estate, rents, everything is just going through the roof. And, sometimes we're going to have to, I believe in the future, we're going to have to come together on some things so that we can make sure that we can all survive. Fortunately, we have, several restaurants, so we're able to work, one location with the other, or, Dulan's is able to support Hotville and vice versa. But, I think that's going to be very important to long-term growth and survival in the future. Those are just a couple of my thoughts.
The other thing I appreciate, the other thing I wanted to make note of is that the Dulans and all restaurants make employment opportunities available. And I know that over the years, Greg has given some employment opportunities to individuals who may not have had the opportunity to work, other places, supporting people of color. So I want to give him props, because that is a having employees, especially in the food service industry, is not an easy task. Getting folks to show up on time, and
someone said to me once that the restaurant industry is the industry of first opportunities and second chances. And that really, really applies to our community, because often, our employees, my employees, quite often have, some type of criminal background, or they've been incarcerated or things like that. And, getting a job sometimes with that background is difficult. But we have people on our staff right now who have those types of backgrounds, and who, quite frankly, are some of our better, most loyal employees. Likewise, because there are not a lot of businesses in our neighborhoods, we are often the first job opportunity for young people who get their first job. At Hotville, for example, we had 6 Dorsey High School grads, including the student body president, working at Hotville, all of whom were working on their first job. And we've watched them grow, and move, when they left us or when they leave us, they're able, one young man left us and went to the post office and is, doing very, very well there. A couple of them have bought cars and we're watching them become independent. Now, unfortunately, we don't, all of them are not, we don't have all success stories like that, but we do have some, and that's quite a feeling to see that type of growth occur.
Great.
And I've also noticed in your family, in your businesses, that you guys have longevity. We can come into your restaurant for years and see the same employee. And I've always thought it must be a great place to work, because before the Great Resignation, there wasn't a lot of turnover before COVID. We could go to either one of your restaurant or your brother's restaurant and see the same employees that have been there for years.
That's true. We do have longevity, and that's something that helps with the restaurant in terms of consistency, and and it's important. Now, some of the people that you see, year after year, they may have been fired like 2 or 3 times, but we bring them back. In fact, there was one guy, I fired him for the 5th and final time.
That's some second chances right there.
Hi, Greg. I have a question. Can I ask a question, Crystal?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Greg. How are you? I met you at Crenshaw. We sat at the same table when we had the event a few years ago. But my question is in regard to your marketing. Your marketing strategy is really brilliant for your business. How do you go beyond just Inglewood? A lot of times you're doing things outside of just Inglewood, but your marketing strategy, do you work with a company, or how do you do that?
So first of all, I learned early on that even though I'm a soul food restaurant on Crenshaw, that you have to have a national approach to marketing. And so when I think marketing, I'm thinking Texas, New York, Detroit, because all of these people are going to come to Los Angeles at some point. And when they come to Los Angeles, I want them to stop at Dulan's Soul Food. If you look at our POS system, you'll see that 40% of our customers come to us from a distance of 5 miles or greater, which means that we're getting a lot of out-of-towners, we're getting a lot of tourists, and we're doing a lot of things like that. And so I try to take every opportunity that I can to expose the business to not just the local market, but you have to have a national market. And I know when you have a small store, you think, why am I, if I could run an ad in Texas or Atlanta, I would do it, because at some point, those people come to Los Angeles. So what have I done? I took an opportunity 5 years ago to work with Harvey Levin, who had a show called South of Wilshire. That was the national game show. And I did a contract with him. Didn't get paid as much as I should have, but I did a contract with him whereby I allowed him to literally shoot his game show in my restaurant while the restaurant was open. So, I served my customers on the patio, and they were literally filming a game show in the restaurant. Now, as it turned out, the largest market for this show was in Atlanta, Georgia. And it just so happened that my daughter was at Spelman at the time, and she was telling me how popular the show was. But we were reaching people from all over the country. We always, seek opportunities. We did an interview with the New York Times last week, and I had a friend in Harlem tell me he read about us in Harlem in last Sunday's paper, Washington Post, and then Good Morning America. A lot of this comes to us because of longevity in business, reputation, and things like that. But I try. We focus on that. We purposely focus on how do we market nationally? How do we market nationally? What opportunities can we take advantage of that will allow us to reach a national audience? Because let's face it, the local market can only support us so much. We need tourists, we need people from out of town to come and support our businesses. And you have to make that a part of your strategy. You just have to. Whether you have a bicycle shop or a hair shop, you got to come up with some gimmick. Our gimmick is piling the plates with food. Trust me when I tell you that that news travels nationally. Folks go back to Texas. Man, that place on Dulan's, man, they give you so much food. You got to. That was by design. That was an accident. We don't have somebody just, you know. We train our staff to do that. That gimmick alone travels nationally. People do the advertising for us. And so when they go back to Texas or Detroit or Indianapolis, they talk about this restaurant in Inglewood or Crenshaw or wherever where they went, puts all this food on your plate. And that is a strategy that we have implemented.
I was about to say that's a strategy, not a gimmick.
No.
Yeah, absolutely. Ardina, you had a question for Brother Dulan there?
I do. How you doing, Greg?
Hey, look at all those pictures.
They're all in the back, absolutely. Number one, I got some fried chicken in my refrigerator right now. It is the bomb. I just want to tell everybody, okay, I get the fish. I mean, my mom gets the fish, I get the chicken. That was great information about marketing. I really hadn't quite thought about that, marketing in other cities. And I do have customers in other cities, other states. So that was good information. But what I wanted to ask you, and I know I've met with you before, was, you know, you have such an amazing family legacy. And I just wanted to know if you are possibly still interested in some legacy artwork in the future.
I am. If you visit our new dining room, you'll see that my brother created a mural that's basically legacy artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a door that's about 6 feet to 8 feet wide. And I invite you to come over and see what he did, because it's exactly what I see behind you right now. But we added the history. So we wrote the history on top of the artwork, which so when visitors come, they're going to get the Dulan history from Oklahoma to Kizzy's to Hamburger City. All of it is right there on this mural that we put on both sides of the sliding door in our new dining room. So yeah, what you have there is clearly important, and it really applies to a soul food restaurant, because soul food is about, you know, grandma and old recipes and old stoves and old skillets, and you know, that's what soul food is. You know, that's what people envision when they think about soul food.
Okay.
One last thing, and then over to you, Crystal. Lisa Finch, Greg wanted to reach out to you about getting, I guess, some photograph for the. She works with Our Weekly, so yeah. I have given her your email, and I have hers, so we'll put you guys together to give you some more recognition, publicity, and props to the do. Crystal, over to you.
Thank you so much, Greg. This has been so enlightening. We loved you before. We really love you. We will always love you and your family. Thank you so much for bringing great food to our community. I love coming to Dulan's to eat my fried chicken, and I do miss it. And so now I guess I got to come to Inglewood to get it. And so thank you. Congratulations on your new grandbaby. Your family's absolutely beautiful. My nephew went to school with your daughter, and so we hear about Alexia all the time. So thank you so much for being here on the community briefing. It's been our honor learning more about what you guys are doing. Congratulations on the last weekend, the Super Bowl. You did an amazing job. I know you're going to do the same including when the Olympics come here. And I think we're getting the soccer turn. We got a whole lot of stuff coming in the next 5 to 10 years. So you guys, as Greg says, you need to get your businesses ready. Get your business on point and get ready. Be ready when they get here, because you can't be getting ready when they're here. You got to already be ready, and it takes work. So thank you, Greg. We appreciate you, dude, and the great food. And I love the fact that when I look on your social media during the summertime, when you're traveling around the country and you're going and eating food all over the country and reviewing and giving us insight, I think that's pretty awesome. You know, a lot of business owners don't do that, right? They think it's competition. and I embrace and I love the fact that you're very collaborative. So, and that's what we have to be as business owners. So thank you so much. Thank all of you for being here. Come back next week. We have Daryl Brown, a former banker at US Bank, right? Was it US Bank?
Yes.
Yeah, I think, and Crystal, and Stephen's on Stephen, you there?
Yeah, but Stephen doesn't have sound.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to be here next week talking about his second act, which is he's a CEO of Rewirement, and he'll explain what that is. But everybody loves Daryl Brown. He's also a community leader that really made some major impact on our Black and Brown communities, specifically our Black community. So we are thrilled to have him coming here. So come on back, guys. Tell everybody about us. Subscribe on our YouTube channel, and thank you so much. And Stephen Turner's here. He has no sound or obviously no visual. Thank you, Greg Sneed, for being great moderator. And our other moderator, Miss Robin Billups, is getting her final checkup over at her doctor. So we're thrilled with her. And we'll see you guys all next week. Be safe, mask up, even though they don't have any masking outside any longer. Be careful, take care of yourself. We are not out of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'll come back
and
now
support
here.
the restaurants in our community so that
That's
they
right.
won't go
That's right.
under.
Support our businesses.
Come to Hotville.
Go to Hotville. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Have a great one. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.